Hey guys, SuperHorrorBro Mike here, and in today's video, we take a look at the story behind indie horror game Hungry Lamu. What starts out as a seemingly cute and innocent cartoony adventure with a happy-go-lucky llama soon transforms into a dark tale of a killer critter on the loose. So sit back, relax, and let's take a look at the story of Hungry Lamu, both the game's endings and the meaning behind it all. Lamu is a very happy looking llama with an almost humanoid appearance, but that's surely just because it's drawn like a cartoon, right? Awakening in its forest cave, Lamu follows the instructions of a disembodied voice, simply known as the narrator. Upon stepping out into the forest, the narrator comments on what a beautiful day it is, and suggests Lamu track down some cherries for his breakfast. After the cherries have been consumed, a small banana with an uncanny resemblance to a dog shows up in the woodland. The narrator suggests that Lamu eats the banana, and when it resists, instructs them to make it go to sleep so they can finally chow down. The next step is performed by taking a rock in Lamu's jaws and using it to squish the poor banana, after which a red liquid seeps out of its body. It sure doesn't seem like a normal banana. The narrator assures Lamu that the banana didn't mind his sacrifice, and so, unfazed, Lamu continues onward. They soon encounter a group of campers in a forest clearing. Each member of the camp resembles a piece of fruit, however their bodies look decidedly human. The fruit people quickly flee the camp, excited and gleeful looks plastered across their faces. The narrator explains that these fruity friends want to play a game of hide and seek, just like the other fruits Lamu has met in the past. So Lamu sets off to find its new friends and fill its belly with their nutrients. The narrator guides Lamu to the location of each fruit and suggests a way to lure them out of hiding. These methods include stinging one with a beehive, burning the bush one fruit hides inside, and cutting down the tree the final fruit has climbed. Each time Lamu outsmarts a fruit friend, they seem only too happy to give themselves up and allow the hungry creature to chomp down on their heads. Once all three fruit friends have been gobbled up, the narrator congratulates Lamu on a job well done and reminisces over what a fun day they had. But things turn more sinister as the screen fades to black, and the narrator comments, "What's that, Lamu? You're still hungry?" We now switch perspectives, stepping into the shoes of an unnamed fourth member of the camp, another human who wandered off into the forest when nature called. In fact, eagle-eyed players will have caught a glimpse of this fourth camp member while in control of Lamu behind this tree here. Hearing their friend Tasha scream out, the protagonist, simply dubbed You, decides to investigate, but upon returning to the warmth of the campfire, discovers their friends and faithful dog Moki have all vanished. The protagonist first searches for their lost dog and discovers the poor pooch mutilated in a nearby clearing. Unsure who committed this terrible act, we now search for our friend group and quickly discover their tragic fates. Ken has been stung to death by bees. Leon has been burned in a bushfire. And finally, Tasha has fallen from a collapsed tree and broken her leg. All three are missing their heads, as if something claimed them. Realizing they are in grave danger and sensing Lamu's presence all around them as the creature teleports about, our desperate hero rushes for the car in a bid to escape the forest alive. There are two endings to unlock in Hungry Lamu. The first is achieved if we destroy the camper's car while in control of Lamu during the game's first half. Doing so prevents the final camper from fleeing the woods and results in them ending up inside Lamu's belly, reunited with their other friends, but not quite how they wished. There's no further explanation needed. This is the bad ending for our hero and the good ending for Lamu. Titled 4-Course Meal, it leaves us with the sight of a very plump and satisfied looking llama. The second ending is more interesting. It slightly expands on the lore of the game world, the history behind Lamu, and the fate of our hero. To get this ending, we must proceed to the end of the game without damaging the camper's car, this then allowing our human protagonist to escape. As they flee the park, Lamu teleports into the road ahead and we collide headfirst with the beast. A newspaper report then details the aftermath. It confirms the victims' names and ages. They were friends who recently graduated college, all aged 20. Their names, Tasha Neal, Ken Abel, and Leon Dean. The name of our character has been kept private, redacted from the article, though the newspaper does confirm that they survived. The article also gives us the name of the woodland the story takes place in, the infamous Lamu Forest Park, known for a series of brutal murders over the years. The victims always beheaded and human bite marks left behind, this confirming that Lamu does indeed have human teeth. Authorities withheld exact information about Lamu, but assure the public it will no longer be a danger or cause anyone further harm. This suggests that after our character's car collided with the monster, it was wounded and then either caged or killed by investigators thereafter, the authorities covering up the creature's existence and hiding it from the world. At least the forest is finally safe of this hideous creature. But who is Lamu really? While the story of Hungry Lamu is very simple on the surface, it does leave room for some interpretation, especially in regards to the titular character of Lamu itself. Once we complete the game and our human protagonist escapes, we are left to ponder a few burning questions. Firstly, why does the game present itself in two distinct styles? The cartoony, cheerful perspective of Lamu, and the more realistic and horrifying perspective of its victims. Secondly, just who is that narrator character? Both of these questions tie into one another to explain the meaning behind the story of the game and its murderous monster. The narrator is a constant voice in Lamu's head, instructing him where to go, what to eat, and how to succeed. The narrator seems friendly, but ultimately assists the player in performing evil acts at the hands of this killer llama. We must also remember that Lamu itself is neither human nor llama, but rather a hybrid between the two. We can make a connection between the fact that Lamu seems to only eat the heads of its human victims with the appearance of its face, which features human eyes and teeth. Perhaps this creature uses the human heads to transform into a more humanoid guise with each meal. Lamu has a constant contorted grin, and its eyes bulge out as if possessed. It is also able to teleport about while stalking its prey, leading us to believe it holds some form of magical or perhaps even demonic power. This leads us to two possibilities to help explain who the narrator is. They are either a demonic entity controlling Lamu and influencing them to commit horrific acts of murder, or the narrator is simply Lamu's inner monologue, explaining the way this monster perceives the world around them. Lamu doesn't view its victims as terrified humans, but instead sees them as tasty fruit, happy to provide it with the sustenance it needs as long as they join in with a game of hide and seek. To Lamu in its crazed or possessed state, the world is a happy place full of constant sunshine and positive vibes, but in reality, it is a predator stalking its prey in the woods by night. The voice in Lamu's head goading them to perform ever gruesome acts to satiate its murderous appetites. And with that, we come to the end of this look at the story of Hungry Lamu, the meaning behind it, and both endings achievable during play. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it both entertaining and informative. If you did, then remember to leave me a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for more horror related content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.